All right, we are here with Noah. It's actually my first face-to-face interview here at GDC. I've been
Really?
actually hiding behind the camera.
It's an honor, really.
So if you don't mind, describing to people at home your game.
My game is called Blocks for Babies. Imagine Tetris meets Doom. So it's a roguelike take on classic arcade block stacking, but you have a shotgun and can blast through blocks in a bloody retro FPS.
And we've seen the trailer ahead of time, and so I can tell you it is a very unique concept. Going from it, would that be classified as like 3D to 2D?
2D to 3D and back all the time.
And so definitely a unique concept, very fun to watch, but where did the inspiration come from?
Well, we originally made it for a game jam, and we wanted to make things that were like as disparate and different as possible. So we thought, okay, we're going to keep it old school in both inspirations, but classic, super old 2D block stacking into that like visceral, gnarly 3D.
And so obviously 3D to 2D and vice versa is unique enough, but is there a different concept of the game that you would also say is another unique aspect of it?
Yeah, it's also a roguelike. So we're building a game that is a roguelike with that like Tetris-esque block stacking as its engine. So you can do things like power up your line clears that lets you manipulate gravity and slow down time. Unique activatables that you can use to get out of a pinch, new weapons to unlock throughout the run, things like that.
So is it basically, Tetris as a concept, very basic.
Mm-hmm.
Some might say after a time it can get boring and repetitive. So is this your twist on the game to add a different style of going back into a 2D or 3D to then clear blocks as well?
Yeah, well, we're not going to say that Tetris is boring because it's like probably the world's most fun game. But this like really opens it up to a new audience. So for people who, like myself, are not very good at that like traditional gameplay, it unlocks like new ways to stay alive, keep it interesting, keep it engaging. So we're hoping to bring that to a different audience and also like satisfy long-term fans.
That was well said. I didn't mean boring, I meant to say repetitive. When it comes to this game though, in the development cycle, what has been the hardest part thus far to really kind of work the kinks out on?
There have been a lot of parts where like we're just play testing and it's just not fun yet, which is when we have to really bang heads together, my teammate Dan and I, and just figure out what's not working, like what restrictions, what limitations we have to add or take away to make sure the player is able and encouraged to have the most fun at all times.
How long to get to this point? How long have you guys been working on this project?
That first jam was made November 23, so it's about 16 months now.
And the team size now?
It's just us two. I'm working full-time. Dan is working on music and sound part-time, and we design together.
Wow. So how long have you guys both been making games, whether it's this one or beforehand?
So I've been making games for fun for probably 8 years. This is my first commercial title, though.
Gotcha. So throughout this whole process, what is the funnest part about being indie?
I mean, I make games because I really like programming and really like making art, and like, this is just such a fun blend to do. And there's so many parts when you're making a game, like when you first put in controller support, when you first make something move on screen, where you're like, I'm having fun with my own game. And this game has been just like constant iteration of that again and again.
The vice versa of that, what has the hardest part been?
When you start to wonder, like, am I dumb? Like, is it actually fun? Am I the only one who's gonna think this is fun? But you just gotta keep showing it to people and like, believe. As a small team, you just have to believe in the vision, so.
What are your thoughts right now on the general landscape in gaming?
It's hard. I can only speak as an indie perspective, but it's daunting to try and find support, publishing, community. For AAA, obviously, I'm sure the story at GDC is that there's layoffs, it's tight in the industry. It seems like a lot of people are going indie as like the route to stay in gaming, which is both super exciting and also really sad that they have to. But I think that it also might mean that we might see a resurgence of like really, really cool and unique indie games.
I know you said earlier that you just love making fun games, but what like keeps you going? What keeps you driven to keep at it?
I'm like a real heads down mentality about stuff. If I don't think the game is where it's at, or is where it could be at, I'll push until it's there. And so seeing very clearly the vision of the game that I want to be playing and want to be making, that is like a nice carrot in front of me at all times.
What is the end goal for your game?
We're going to release it on Steam. The goal is to get it in players' hands and have them think, this is fun. I want to keep coming back to this. I trust them to make more fun games in the future and to make a living doing it.
Awesome. Last two questions, kind of a fast-fire indie questions for you. What is the best genre in gaming?
The best genre?
Oh, dumb question, Jake.
No, it's a great question. You're gonna get a different answer every day from me, but right now it's for me roguelikes. I'm loving roguelikes.
And what is the best video game of all time?
Of all time? Oh my God, you're killing me with that one. That's great. Let's go. Yeah, Blocks for Babies. No, I love. Oh my God, I'm not gonna say it's all time. The best roguelike right now I think is Risk of Rain 2. Best video game of all time. Something really formative for me. Oh my God.
You have time.
I have time.
I can tell you it's RuneScape. It's okay.
It is. Yeah. Sorry, I was just testing you. Really, like time to tell me it's RuneScape. A little too long. What's my favorite video game of all time?
It's good to stutter on these. It means you have quite a few.
Yeah, I'm just like basically having a massive flashback through my entire life in every game I've ever played. Let's go. I love Jack and Daxter. Like that's the game that like did it for me originally. Basically.
Pretty solid answer.
Yeah.
Got anything? That was awesome. Thank you very much.
Is Lucky your real last name?
No.
Okay, cool.
Just a nickname.
That's cool. I like that.
Trying to dox me right now? First thing.